Oh, shit. Wrong place.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your humble hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning.
You've got one of your nice shirts on, which makes me think that you're going somewhere after this, are you? We didn't talk about this before the show, by the way.
No, not yet. Still a little too early. I just didn't want to wear the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm actually like you. Like the moment the show was over, the shirt comes off, and then I sit in this chair for like the next 12 hours with no shirt.
Well, I've moved into the new house, as you know, but there's no. I'm getting shelving all built like Japan space is like a luxury, so I've got like custom shelving coming in for all the rooms. So I'm still like living out of a suitcase. I haven't even unpacked yet. I'm just going like
I know.
I'm.
But I'm driving my brain crazy with all the Senate hearings over the Trump assassination. So I actually haven't eaten in like 48 hours. I'm just like typing away and getting some sleep.
I really enjoyed the show you did today with Motorist. That was really cool.
All
Really
right,
good
let's get to the
stuff. All right,
charts.
you're up. I was last, man.
I'm gonna go first here. So, yesterday was a bit of a pullback. I wasn't too worried about it. On a weekly scale, we are now going back up. We're making a bit of a wick on the low end. We bounced off a moving average, though I don't see that as being all that critical on a weekly scale. Let's go to a shorter term time frame. This is my label of going 100% long at approximately it was probably higher than 65 and a half. It was probably closer to 66, where I went 100% long. It was in three parts, 50%, then 25% a few hours later, and then the final 25% um, uh, yesterday. Well, Friday. I don't even remember anymore. Like everything is kind of like a big blur. Now, this candle is not concerning me at all, so we're not even going to look at the 4-day chart. We are looking at the 1-day chart. We had a rough day yesterday. I'm actually really curious to see what the numbers are from ETF purchases. I am super curious. All the numbers are in on Monday, where the total was 7,000 Bitcoin bought, and the more than 7,000 were bought by BlackRock. So everything else combined lost Bitcoin, including Bitwise, that managed to sell 700 Bitcoin Monday and another 1,000 Bitcoin Tuesday. This is a little strange to me. ARK didn't sell any on Monday, but had to sell 800 yesterday. BlackRock continues to acquire more Bitcoin. Yesterday was the big rough day. Yesterday had a minus 1.2 thousand, but that doesn't matter. The week is still very, very bullish. And if today is a positive day, then all of these ETFs, except maybe Grayscale, will likely be acquiring Bitcoin. Now, I saw some tweets this morning. Apparently, I don't know how much you know about this because I honestly have not been paying attention because I really don't care and I don't think it's important, which is why I don't care. But it's probably important enough to drop Bitcoin an extra $1,000 or $2,000. I think the Ethereum ETF launched yesterday. Do you know anything about that, Matt?
Yeah, I saw some tweets saying, here we go, Ethereum ETF is going on and blah, blah, blah. I checked the Ethereum chart when I woke up this morning and it hadn't moved. And then I forgot about it after that.
Right.
That's about as much support
So,
as I like. Give it.
oh, look at Tesla. Holy Jesus. Wow. Earnings came in. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Well, there goes Tesla. And man, that was another great call by your own Tone Vase here. That Tesla would top right here. I made that call right in time of a Tesla top. It didn't even make it to a weekly MRI top. It topped with the daily. Yeah, I think Tesla will be back, but this was
What
my
do you what do you
arrow.
what do you think about? I know this is not the political show, so try and tame your answer. But I know that Elon is right behind Musk, and he's going to be donating a hell of a lot to Musk. But then in every speech I've
Sorry,
watched
sorry.
of,
You mean Trump? You mean Trump? You're otherwise Elon is donating to himself.
well, I mean, yes, you know what I mean. But you don't donate to Trump. But then every Trump, speech that I've seen since in recent times, since that tweet, he's been saying just bagging on electric cars left, right, and center. I don't. It's sort of counterproductive for Elon. What do you think about that?
Not really. It only seems counterproductive. As my friends that spend all day researching Tesla tell me, Tesla is an AI company. They're not an electric car company. Electric cars just happens to be their first product. But what Tesla has become is the leading AI company, like by miles. Kind of like what Nvidia is for chips, is what Tesla is for AI. But no one sees Tesla as an AI company. So it's okay because it gets to fly even more under the radar. So Tesla has by far the leading AI, and the product that Tesla will come out with is, imagine that world with the movie with Will Smith, I, Robot, where everyone has a robot in their house. But what software runs those robots? That is the Tesla software, right? So this is the future we're looking at. So Tesla's, while their only product is a machine, what's really valuable is the automated driving that that car happens to have, whether that car is electric or not. So Tesla is at a higher level where, fine, you want to bet electric cars? Okay, but then every gas powered car will still have our self-driving technology, and that's how we make our money.
Uh-huh. Yeah, thanks, mate. That that checks out. I knew Elon
Yeah,
was into
so
AI.
yeah. And people don't buy Teslas because they're electric. They buy Teslas because they're cool.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's get back to the price of Bitcoin. So this daily chart, it's probably over. Remember, my first downside target was the 128-day moving average at 65. We have not even reached that target, and today is already looking like a nice bullish day. If we are able to have a green candle today that is more than halfway up, like basically if we make a brand new high today and close at a new high above what this candle already has created, that pretty much solidifies the pullback. And just like I was saying on the downside, when your dead cat bounce is too weak to get to a critical resistance level, uh, then I mean, the whole thing is just too weak. It's going to go even lower. But the opposite is also true. When the pullback is not even able to get to the first line of a moving average, that means that the price is really, really strong to the upside. So by the end of day today, and by this time tomorrow, we will know if this low is in. And I believe there is a very high chance that the pullback has already happened. The selling event off of the Ethereum ETF has probably happened. I was going here not to look at Tesla. I was actually coming here to look at Ethereum. I just happened to have Tesla on the screen and I saw the big crash because they had their earnings. And let me go to my shitcoins list. Let's take a look at Ethereum versus the dollar. It did not do much. So that means versus Bitcoin, it probably did okay. Right, it's a complete non-event. I actually kept saying how how Ethereum was going to be a selling event when the ETF launches. Well, I wasn't correct. It wasn't a big selling event, but it was a non-event, which makes that ETF a total waste and a joke. I think I think people are going to forget Ethereum exists in a few years. I mean, Trump's son seems to be building something on Ethereum, so maybe they will resurrect Ethereum. But as I've been saying for a long time, and I didn't actually make this up, that was my good friend Giacomo Zucco. All these shitcoins, they function on a concept called proof of news. As long as there is bigger and bigger news stories about your shitcoin, it will pump in price. But there's only so many people that can be of higher and higher status. Like an Elon, or we're now at the president level, right? Like at some point, there is no more popular person to pump your shitcoin any further because it's certainly not going up due to its technological merits. It's literally how famous of a name is gonna mention your shitcoin. And Ethereum has now made it to the president, right? I don't think it's going higher than that. And it's still not pumping the price. I mean, it did a day ago when this was yesterday's scandal. It pumped on the ETF. It's been mentioned that somehow the president's son is doing something with Ethereum. I have no idea. Uh, Eventually, there will not be a bigger name talking about your project, and your project just dies and goes away. Okay, let's get back to the Bitcoin chart, short-term chart. Oh man, we were looking so good this morning. Man,
Yep.
10-minute chart right before the show. We were looking great. But
Yep.
it's 10 a.m. right now. And we started falling at market open. I'm assuming the market started falling at market open because of
Yep.
probably because of Tesla. It's kind of dragging the market down. Let's keep an eye on this 10 a.m. reversal right here, right now. The hourly chart fell last hour, but that literally happened in the final 20 minutes of the hour. We are now going back up, and I think we will be okay. 4-hour chart, again, this entire fall happened in the last 20 minutes of the 4-hour chart. We can go to the 5-minute chart. Here is the 10 a.m. candle. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. I'm curious at what minute the reversal happened. The reversal happened at exactly 10 a.m. Look at
Ah.
that. The low in the price was 10 a.m. Once again, this is becoming a theme. It happened to be a 1-minute MRI, but I don't really care about that. I don't use it at that time scale. And the low was made at exactly 10 a.m. I don't know if I can go to the second, but I think that's good enough. We're already up 0.25%. I mean, like when I say 10 a.m. reversal, I don't mean it literally, but today it was literally. Matt, I think that's a good note for me to leave on.
Mate, let's build together a 10 a.m. reversal bot that let's just
I've
do
been
it.
thinking about this for a decade, man. Actually, more, 15 years.
Let's do it, man. This has been good. And when it's bad, when it's wrong, we'll just have the measures in place to get you out at a reasonable exit. All good. Fuck. Love it. All right. That's it. Give me a screen share.
There you go.
Thank you, guys. Before I go into the charts, please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate link in the description below. One day I'll say that without stuttering. Join the Discord group. Justin, my partner, Blue, made a fantastic tutorial video on how to set up the bot. It's a 10-minute video, really short. It goes through every step that you need to do to set up the bot as it is right now. That's on BitGet only. Blowfin's coming down the line. It's going to be fantastic. But if you're having trouble, we've had a lot of people ask how to do it. This video is the one. It's on YouTube on the Black Box channel, but just go into the Discord group, in the free Discord group in the description below. It's a really, really straightforward walkthrough on how to set that up. All right. Before I go any further, I've got another plug to do. Blowfin has fantastic sign up bonuses. Vage is in the one of the executives has been in the comment section in yesterday's video. I don't know if he's here today. He's been fantastic. That these payouts come in 2 days after the 29th of July when the promo ends. So some people are saying that they deposited, where's their $300? 2 days after it closes. It's in the description below here. And you'll see that coming to your account. Fantastic exchange, no KYC. So make your own conclusions from that. Very, very handy. All right. Daily time frame as it stands right now. Yeah, yesterday was a bad day. I said that I think that I've been saying that we'll come back and retest the 7 simple moving average, and we did that, and we got a bit below it, and now we've reclaimed it on the daily time frame. Not convincingly yet. I was excited this morning when we were an hour ago when we were cracking up a bit higher, and we did pull back. We'll review that on a lower time frame. But just like Tone said, this looks like it could recover from here, which would be fantastic for all the reasons we've spoken about all week, cracking loose at SAR and all the rest of it. But this is one of those candles that concerns me a bit, to be honest, Tone. Like it's a great trade to put on right now because you've got a very clearly defined stop loss, which I like. But this could turn into a a daily a red star candle too. You know, it could also be, it could come back to exactly where it would make sense as well that we cracked through, open below the 7 simple moving average, come back and retested the 7 simple moving average to the downside, which we have done right now, and then close the day with a red star candle on the MRI leading to further downside. Well, I don't want to see that. You know, did I touch something there in the screen share? You still got me there, Tone? Everything's perfect?
Yep. No, I got you.
Yeah, great. So I don't want to see this deteriorate throughout the day. I want to see strength in the market. And as Tone said as well, the fact that we didn't come down lower and lower, if we do put in a recovery from here, brilliant strength in the market, but it's yet to be seen on the daily time frame. I'll skip through 12-hour. It's the same jazz here. We have come back now and perfectly in the last hour retested the 7 simple moving average. This thing could fade. You know, we need to see this get above the 7 simple moving average on the 12-hour to start putting in some strength here. Do not want to see this fade. This is a good trade setup right now, as I said, because you've got a clearly defined stop loss, but it's got to do its job here. You know, we need follow through on the impressive morning. 4 hours. Oh shoot! Look at this, man. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it again. I'm very, very conscious of the 30 simple moving average on the 4-hour time frame. For me, that's key. It's a almost a monthly moving average. When we're bullish, we're touching on it. We're retesting it all the time. We got below it, and then we've come back to retest it to the downside, just like I said on the 12-hour time frame. I wanted to feel happy here. I really liked that the MRI came down, put in very close to a bottom here, and then we've come back up today, and right now is a 4-hour green star candle on the MRI. Fantastic. But until we get above the 30 simple moving average here, it's not super duper strong. It's either way. I mean, you could draw a little channel here. Yeah, I'll just do it with the old fashioned way here. I'll put it right on exactly where we got rejected, which is it's too good where we got rejected. You know, this for me is a little bit of a indecision point right here. We start to get above the 30. I'm feeling really, really good for higher highs and every bullish part that we had earlier in the week. But we start to get below here, I would be looking for a lower buy. Doesn't change the fact that I'm absolutely macro bullish. I'm seeing all this as buy the dip, but just in the interim as a day trading position, this is sort of where it's looking for me. On the hourly time frame, I can get rid of those lines now. Actually, I might leave them in, even though they're clouding the charts. I'll just leave them in for the sake of today. That this hour has been better. We did, as Tony said, we came down and closed that last hour just in the last 10 minutes of that hourly candle poorly, but it looks like we're recovering it now. This is great. I need to get above all these moving averages. This is the thing I want to end with, which is Bangbox is currently in a trade. Now, I have to address the elephant in the room. We had a misfire. So as everybody knows, Bangbox has 2 iterations. We have our USDT bot and we have our Bitcoin coin margin bot. The coin margin bot we're having bugs with, which we believed we fixed, but my coder didn't want me to say that because he's going to spend the next 24 hours testing the shite out of it to make sure it fires on the next throw. But the USDT bot did activate right here. We got the entry right here very nicely as we came above, and I really like how close we were to the moving average here. Got the entry, had the initial stop loss in place. We had a little bit of a pump up. Now the stop loss has moved up to here, and which is still losing trade if it comes down to get out of it, which it very nearly did when you were talking, Tone, but we came back and we were held up by the 128-day. Now we've kicked back on again. This candle's got 3.5 minutes left. This candle, if it can get above here, will recalibrate to probably nearer to break even. And then we can just sit in this thing and try and get onto our profit-taking zone and then get above it, which is be a 20% trade. We're not there yet. We are in profit at the moment. We have a stop loss measures in place at a good spot, and we can just sit and do nothing. The bot is underway. folks. Get on board with this thing. Get on board with this thing. It's methodology is fantastic. Its win rate is fantastic, and its safety measures to protect you from far greater losses are all built in. If you're not familiar with how to set stop losses, trailing stop losses, take profits, and the rest of it, you might as well just use the bot. And even if you're very, very good at that, take your emotion out of it and just let it roll by itself. Tone, I'm coming back to you now. Let's have a look at traditional markets. We'll check in on this trade as it progresses towards the end of the show. Thanks, mate.
I don't have much else to say. I mean, I'm still watching the 5-minute candles of the 10 a.m. reversal. That was literally at exactly 10 a.m. And we're already up 0.6% since that 10 a.m. reversal. I know it also happened to be your moving average right in the bot. And yeah, I think we're okay. I mean, the stock market is still taking a bit of a nosedive this morning. Here's the S&P futures. And if we look at the S&P daily chart, I mean, Tesla really did a number on the S&P. As of yesterday, I thought we were out of the woods, but I guess not. But the real support for the S&P is still a bit lower, right? We have the MRI support line on a daily S&P. We have the moving average. They both match a little bit lower at 5,445 points, 50 points, something like that. 450, we're at 472 now, so we can easily rebound later this week. Other than that, my worst case scenario is a move down to 5,340. But we have uncertainty, right? Joe Biden will be addressing the nation at 8 p.m. I talked about it a little bit on my personal channel yesterday, where we're not sure what he's going to say. We're not sure if he's even capable of walking on stage. There is so much uncertainty in US politics, and that resonates in the uncertainty in the markets. And uncertainty in the markets tends to make people sell speculative assets and hoard US dollars. That's just the mentality that people have ingrained in their brains, from high-end traders to the average person. So while there is uncertainty, it's going to be tricky going long in the market. Bitcoin seems to be doing okay, considering how much stocks are down. So let's see if Bitcoin is able to hold up. I don't know how long Bitcoin can hold up under this uncertainty. We're already pulling back quite a bit. I hope the market reverses. I can actually take a look at quickly the futures and look at the futures on a 5-minute chart. The futures did not reverse at, oh, it is 10 a.m. I'm sorry. I forgot this is on a delay. This is on a 15-minute delay, and Bitcoin is not. So it's possible that the S&P is also about to reverse on this chart because I don't have live data here. Does this have live data? Let's see.
Just go to the SPY.
This does have live data. Okay, so live data of the S&P did not reverse at 10 a.m. We did keep going lower, but I think we could reverse. Remember, we saw it the other day as well, where Bitcoin reversed ahead of the S&P by about 10 to 15 minutes. It might happen again. We're starting to see a little bit of light here. The 10-minute MRI, I do pay attention more to than the 1-minute. You saw the extension C, but come in and out. You see the MRI warning candle. I do think the S&P is going to reverse around here. Tesla can only go down so much. So I think we'll be okay. I really, really do, even with all this political uncertainty.
Well, on that bombshell, let's wind her up.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. See you all on the next one.